Phase 2 of World of Warcraft Season of Discovery has been out for a full week, and there is so much to talk about. With all this new content comes leveling from 25 to level 40, new class-specific runes, the new Gnomeragan Raid, and the new Stranglethorn PvP event. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and leave a like or comment if you guys enjoyed the video. Let's get right into it. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about with the launch of Phase 2 is the leveling experience. I think that Blizzard did a really great job with the leveling experience. A lot of people were concerned about leveling in Phase 2 because a lot of the player base completed a variety of quests prior to Phase 2 for gold. So a lot of people weren't sure what Blizzard had in store for everyone that didn't have any quests to complete. But in reality, you actually have a lot of options on how you want to level up in Phase 2. And it really comes down to Blizzard listening to the player base and their concern about people completing all those quests for gold at the beginning of Phase 1. So Blizzard actually went ahead and added some quests and added a buff into the BFD raid that provides a huge EXP bonus upon completion. So it gave players a variety of options. A lot of the hardcore min-max players actually quest stacked and turned in upwards of 30 quests that were already completed at the beginning of Phase 2 launch. They also ran the Black Fathom Deep's level 25 raid, and then after completing that raid went immediately to dungeon spamming Razorfang Crawl and Scarlet Monastery. Overall, I feel like the leveling experience from 25 to 40 was super fun. I went the min-max route and tried to hit 40 as fast as possible with a bunch of my friends. I know that might be an unpopular opinion across the player base, but I really do think that Blizzard gave all types of players a variety of different options on how they wanted to go about it. The next thing that I wanted to talk about is the new class runes, and I think that all of the new abilities that Blizzard added this phase have put a whole different twist on Season of Discovery. But Blizzard has already put out hotfixes to address these just a day or two after Phase 2 launch. The biggest thing that Blizzard already adjusted was Druid's Star Surge rune. As you can clearly see in this quick clip that I took from Stranglethorn Vale, Star Surge was quite literally one-shotting players, and the player base definitely had a lot to say about that the first couple of days. But Blizzard responded really quickly, and they were very vocal about their decision on Twitter and put out hotfixes. So they actually reduced the base damage of the rune by 35%, and its benefit from bonus spell damage was reduced by another 42.9%. So I think that this Season of Discovery team of developers is definitely continuing to listen to player feedback and be as responsive as they can. The third thing that I want to talk about is the new Gnomeragan Raid. I have fully cleared the Gnomeragan Raid, and I can say personally that I think it is amazing. I think it's, in my opinion, more fun than Black Fathom Deeps. I just like the whole vibe of like the Tinker robots. The boss design was extremely well done. The mechanics are fun to do. Clearing the last boss was not insanely difficult, but it definitely was harder than the last boss in Black Fathom Deeps, and it definitely was enjoyable doing with a pug because we all had to be on the same page and we all had to work together, and I'm having a blast. I think the tier sets that Blizzard came up with are super cool and fun. I love how Blizzard incorporated the new crafting item into the raid. and how you have to use the grime encrusted items in the machine. Overall, I think Blizzard really hit it right on the head with Gnomeragan. It's only been 2 lockouts so far, so obviously this is just an initial impression, but I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments below. The last thing that I want to talk about is the new Stranglethorn Vale PvP event. There are a lot of varying opinions on the new PvP event. At first glance, on paper, I thought it looked really good. And then after trying it for the first few days of Phase 2, I quickly noticed that it was a complete mess. But I think to put a more positive spin on the Stranglethorn event, Blizzard already put out hotfixes twice. They are absolutely monitoring it, as they should. The hotfixes that they did put out are great changes. So let's dive into those really quickly. So on day 1 of Phase 2, players were kind of cheesing Stranglethorn. So what people were doing was they would die and then resurrect at one of the new spirit healers and get full health. And they would just AoE farm each other. And by doing this, you would gain the maximum amount of stacks of blood, and then you would just run over to an altar and turn them in and rinse and repeat. So the initial hotfix that Blizzard put out was by adding a debuff. After you die, it was a minute timer and you were not worth any blood. So if anybody attacked you, then they could kill you, but they're not gaining any blood out of it. And that seemed like a great fix, and at first I think it definitely made things a little bit better, but then it still ended up resulting in a cluster at the spirit healers. So then what Blizzard ended up doing was they put out another set of hotfixes, and basically what those hotfixes are was during the Bloodmoon event, players increase their stamina by 30%, which is huge. It makes it so you have 30% more health, and this results in you staying alive longer. And then the Bloodless debuff that they had thrown in, the previous hotfix, they adjusted, so instead of a minute, it's now 20 seconds. So along with this, you also are immune and become invisible from other players, so you can move away from the graveyard. Now I think that Blizzard is really putting in an effort to fix the known issues and imbalances with this PvP event, and I do think that it is going in the right direction, and I think that it does have a lot of potential. So we'll see how these hotfixes change the event and what it looks like with them implemented in the coming days. That is it for this video. I just wanted to throw my initial impressions out there and get some feedback on what other players are thinking about Phase 2. I am really enjoying the content so far. There definitely were some flaws, but Blizzard's on top of them, and I'm looking forward to making more videos about Season of Discovery in the future. So thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you in the next one.